Welcome to Jia. Hi, my name is Dougles Chan. Today, I'm going to share with you one case study for this Bazi reading and Bazi analysis using Bazi Destiny Jia. Today, this case study is related to this person who is born on the 4th of August, 1993. So basically what we're going to do is this is a Qi chart that is based on 4 pillars, and apparently this is going to be the 9 palaces. So basing on these 9 palaces, we are able to dissect the information of the person in terms of the person's character, the luck in the wealth, health, direct wealth, indirect wealth, education, even the marriage itself. So in this particular case study, I will go through some of the things that a student will learn and what they can do to get the information of this person in terms of the character and the reading itself. So in order to find this person's character, we need to know what is his day stamp, what is called a day stamp. A day stamp is something related to here. So this is a day stamp itself. Anything that is within the day itself, this is the day stamp. So a day stamp within these pillars, we have this symbol called the ting. So in Chinese, the ting itself is something which is a small fire. So we will need to take reference in the 9 palace itself to see what does the ting represent within the 9 palaces so that we can understand the character of the person. So let's go through one by one to see what is the thing represent. So there's a thing over here, and there's a thing over here. Okay, so this is classified as box number 4. This is classified as box number 3. So what's happening is this. Box number 4, everything that's inside this particular box represent the character of the person. And within the box number 6 itself, represent the character of the person, similar person. So eventually, basing on 4 and 6, we are able to have an overview of what is the main character of the person. And likelihood this person, their character will not change. That means if this 6 group of characters, he will be using this as a prominent character in his life, whether it's young or old. However, what we need to understand is that this chart itself is divided into 2 different sectors. So there's one over here, which is a 4, one over here, which is a number 6. So why is there 2 boxes instead? So we have to understand that in this particular chart, we need to divide them into 2 different sectors. So the 2 different sectors classified as, this is box number 4, which is the beginning of his life until somewhere around 35 years old. So let me write it down first for your information. So box number 4 equates to when the person is young, that means the baby all the way to 35 years old. It's somewhere around there, 35, 36, it can be 40, but which is just an indication. But box number 6 itself is something related to the age after 35 years old. So what does it really mean? Meaning that in this aspect, box number 4, he will have the character from young all the way until 35 years old. And during box number 6 itself, he will have that particular character, which is the white tiger, view, and the advisor after 35 years old. So how do we analyze this chart itself? So every different symbol tells us a specific character, a range of character. And it can be very pinpoint to a aspect whereby, let's give you an example. This is box number 4. We have this particular box. We call it the leader. Let's zoom in. So this is a leader character whereby this person is born to be leader or potential to be leader when he's young, before 35 years old. So meaning to say that if this person is being asked to be a leader, he will jolly well very willing to become a leader, and he enjoys to become a leader itself. So he don't really take orders from people. So because he's a leader itself, he doesn't like to take orders from people. Okay, so there's also another rest. Rest means his character, one of his character is rest. Rest represents something related to he is somebody who is very chill, very relaxed, not so hardworking. So he likes to enjoy life and doesn't really like to compete and compare with other people. Okay, this is a basic description about REST. Of course, there are also a lot of description regarding this REST and leader, but I'm just giving you a basic overview of what is this happening. So on this doctor, this character represents this person who is very talented, very brilliant in this aspect. So if you notice this, there's a horse over here. Horse telling us that this person is actually somebody who is very active. He cannot stay in the office for too long. He cannot be stationed in one place for too long. So meaning that he's not really not stable. It's just that he likes to be active. So you must be very precise in terms of this representation of this little horse over here. Okay, so that's the basic information about this character where he's around baby all the way to 35 years old. So let's focus on box number 6 itself. Box number 6, let's zoom in. So box number 6, we have this white tiger, view, and advisor. So white tiger means that somebody who is very fierce, very aggressive. So if you were to step on his tail, he will retaliate you back. So this is representing in box 6, where it's after 35 years old. And we have a view down over here. A view represents somebody who likes to be presentable, likes to be pretty, likes very high-end stuff, very elegant person. So in this aspect, we can expect this person to dress well, to be presentable, like to make themselves feel very pretty, very handsome. This is how a view door person will be. And at the same time, as an advisor itself, this advisor means that this person is a very cultured person. That means in terms of education, in terms of the society, he will be somebody who is quite well-mannered, and he generally would like to study as a whole. So we can also say that his education can be quite interesting, but that could be another story. We'll look at it in the next couple of minutes to see the relationship itself. However, there's this chart itself, we are seeing something very interesting. So let me explain to you further. So if you see this particular chart, there's a 4 and a 6. So there's this is called the stems. We are the stems category. We have the ren, R-E-N, we have the thing over here, and we have a thing and the ren, which means that the thing is actually flipping. One is up, one is down, and then one is down, one is up. The same character, the same symbol itself. So this particular chart is a very special chart, representing this is a fan yin chart. Fan yin chart meaning that this person's character will flip and change very consistently. So rightfully, he should have this major self character in box number 4 when he is young until 35 years old, and move on to this box 6 character, which is the white tiger, view, and the advisor after 35 years old. However, because of this chart is a fan yin chart, the whole representation changes, which means that when he's young, his character will be here. And at the same time, sometime in certain years and certain months, his character will change to here, which means that he can be a very good leader, but after that, few weeks later, few months later, he will become very aggressive. So he will have a different set of character. And this flip-flopping character will always consistently changing depending on which month and which year. And it's quite predictable, and we're able to understand which month he will change, which month he will not change. You see, so this is his original character. So people who are of such character is that we have to be a bit mindful is that he is always changing in terms of character. Sometimes he can be very moody, sometimes he can be very active. So we can say that this person we do not really understand what is he thinking. I mean, from a general perspective. But end of the day is if we understand why is he doing that, it's because of the character himself. The energy of this Chiman is actually creating the kind of flip-flopping character. You see, so eventually, if we are able to understand the person's intention, in fact, he doesn't know that he's flip-flopping. It's just that he believes that this is one of his character. But in fact, it's a flip-flopping character, and it's always happening from day one all the way until he dies. You see, so it's a very, I would say, a character which is not so fantastic. However, if you're able to manage it, it should be pretty okay. So this is basing on a fan yin chart for Qi Men Dun Jia. So let us look at further in terms of the relationship with the academy. That means academy wise, this is academy. Okay, this over here stand for the Tianfu. Tianfu, this particular chart represent something related to this academy. So when he's young, is when he's over here, and sometimes over here. So meaning that the advisor itself is actually, in terms of element, is actually clashing him. So meaning that sometimes he can score very well in his examination, sometimes he cannot score very well in his examination, meaning that external forces will make him to score, and external forces will also make him not to score in the examination. So which also means that this flip-flopping character, the energy, it tallies with this particular academy situation. So after he's 35 years old, he's still studying. It's the same thing. That means his energy goes over here. The advisor is with him. Sometimes it's not with him because his character moved over to box number 4. So end of the day is this, we have to understand that because of his flip-flopping character, the academic may do well in certain years and it may not do well in certain years. Okay, so next move on to business. Business in the event he do business, this is under called the life. So life itself, if his character is over here, okay, basically if it's before 35 years old, he'll be trying to make money in this business itself. He can make a lot of money, and at the same time there'll be a lot of money available. This is MOO stand for monetary. And of course, there's something where we have to be a bit more careful. It's called a bandit, meaning that in the event that he does business, he will make a lot of money. It can be millions of dollars. However, because of this particular bandit that is coming in together side by side with the business, he will also have to spend a lot of money. Spending money and making money. So it equates to not making at all. So back to square one is this, he needs to learn how to manage his money. And because of that, this person himself, he could be a very interesting person to do business and making a lot of money, but he also going to lose a lot of money. So that is for 35 years old and below. However, if we're going to move on to this particular character after 35 years old, where he's over here in terms of energy, this energy itself and this energy itself, one is matter, one is fire. So meaning that the fire itself is clashing with himself in terms of the fire element. So in this aspect itself, I would say that his relationship with this business may not be so fantastic after 35 years old. But of course, having said that, interestingly, because of this flip-flopping fan yin chart, sometimes his energy will go back to number 4. So in a way that it still can make some money. But we must remember that this bandit is always there to stop the profit. That means whatever money coming in, you're always going out. So that's something whereby we have to be very mindful about. Okay, next we go to this particular thing called the career. The career, we call it the open doors, which is represented by this particular symbol, open. So if we see this open within this box number 3, we are seeing the emptiness over here. This emptiness, this is a circle, meaning that the energy of this particular open door is not strong. It's totally discounted. And with a serpent itself and with a destroyer, And this is Sing. Sing also stands for mistakes. So in this aspect, I would suspect that if he were to go to this working for people when he's young or even when he's older, he may not enjoy the working life, and he will make a lot of mistakes. He will have a lot of worries. Although he in energy wise, that means that this is the himself and this is the job itself is actually in harmony, but because of this particular box tree itself, everything beside the serpent, the destroyer, and this Sing, and together with this Kong itself, is not going to support in the job. So he will have a lot of difficulties staying in the job, managing a job, and working for people. So that is not a very good thing itself. So when he grows older, about 35 years old, after that, so his energy will transform to here, and he will actually clash with the job itself. That means he can control the job, but doesn't mean that he enjoys the job. Okay, so that is to say that he's able to manage it, but because of the energy of this open door is discounted, so he may not really like to do and work for people. So that's something whereby we have to understand because of his element in terms of the metal and the wood actually chop each other. So in this aspect, we also have to see the relationship of this person, relationship in terms of this marriage. This is represented by the partner itself. So partner equates, if you just see the box itself, the box is representing by this death. Okay, so death and fearless. Death that is actually the worst star in the 奇门遁甲. So which means that the energy of his relationship with the spouse itself is not good. So he will feel that his relationship with the spouse will be pretty dead, pretty lifeless. There's no energy. So even if this person were to get married, the relationship will not be so fantastic at all. Okay, so that's where we can see basing on the chart itself. So anyhow, so this is how we actually see the information about the relationship of the person in terms of their career, in terms of their academy, etc., etc. And we can base on that to also see the character of the person, and information can be very precise if we know what we are looking at. Okay, so this is one of the case study under 奇门遁甲 for this destiny, Bazi destiny itself. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video.